So I was researching glyphosate in dog and cat food for an upcoming video when I came across this very interesting Science Daily article that is about a study out of Cornell University that did indeed find glyphosate in many different types of pet foods, but they say that it was present at very low levels and that the amounts correspond to levels currently considered safe for humans. But what I find most interesting about this article here is that it's blatantly lying, and we are going to break down exactly what is going on here. But first I want to show you that when you do a DuckDuckGo search for glyphosate in pet food, that you find these three entries right next to each other. Oops, sorry. This one, and this one. All three of these are the exact same text. It's the exact same article picked up by different media outlets. Got glyphosate, your pet's breakfast mite, new Cornell study. Got glyphosate, your pet's breakfast mite, a new Cornell study. So here it is, apparently the original source from the Cornell Chronicle. Study finds glyphosate in cat and dog food by David Nutt. So just as summarized on the Science Daily page, it says that glyphosate was present at low levels and that it's currently considered safe for humans. But the thing is, this David Nutt character must not have actually read the study that he's talking about, nor must not anybody who reposted the same article, because here if we click on this study right here, it'll come up with this study from the Environmental Pollution magazine. Let's look right here at the highlights. Exposure to glyphosate via food consumption is likely higher for pets than humans. I of course will link to everything so you can see this for yourself. Here, let's go check out the bottom here. And it says it corresponds to pet exposure that is 4 to 12 times higher than that of humans on a per kilogram basis. So what exactly is David Nutt talking about here when he says that it's at levels currently considered safe for humans and that it's very low levels? We noticed that this study was funded by the Atkinson Center for Sustainable Futures. We go down here to see that David Nutt is managing editor of the Atkinson Center. So why is the Atkinson Center putting out articles that are blatantly contradicting the findings of the study that they funded, and why are mainstream media sources picking this up and putting it out there without even reading the study? This makes no sense to me. Now, if anyone out there is following the glyphosate news, then you know that these Monsanto Papers are coming out in these historic court cases, and they keep being found guilty and fined millions and millions of dollars. And all this stuff's coming out about how they funded fake science and bought regulatory agencies and had hit lists on journalists and people trying to expose them. And I encourage you all to read these internal Monsanto documents here for more details on this subject. But all this is covering up the fact that Monsanto has known for decades that glyphosate and Roundup causes cancer. But yet, because they have all this fake science that they're hiding behind, there's still a debate about if glyphosate causes cancer or not. However, what there is not a debate about is whether glyphosate is a carcinogen for animals. And it is in fact considered a carcinogen by animals by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. And if we download this PDF here, it's called, they classify it as a probable carcinogen to humans, and I believe the other one is a possible carcinogen. Limited evidence for cancer in humans, but sufficient evidence for cancer in animals. So where our animals are concerned, we need to be even more careful about glyphosate exposure, especially since they have smaller body weights and shorter lifespans. These things affect them even more. And this is all here in the Monsanto Papers. Furthermore, in this Cornell article, they say that they don't know, they're unable to pinpoint the exact product or crops that were the source of glyphosate. But that's silly, because we know that glyphosate is being used as a desiccant, which means it's being used to dry out the crops before harvest, on many of the plant-based ingredients in pet foods, such as the grains. If there's any corn or wheat, these are testing high for glyphosate. Anything that's not organic. But the main source here, these legumes, such as the chickpeas, the lentils, and the peas, that are being used as the main starch sources in our pet foods. So here it is. This is where it's coming from. This article here, it makes no sense. It contradicts itself. I don't understand how this could be put out there. If anyone out there can tell me how David Nutt could have written this article without actually having read the study that his foundation paid for, please let me know what your explanation is, because it seems to me that this is propaganda trying to keep you from noticing that glyphosate is doing very bad things to our pets' health. And I hope you'll stay tuned to the channel, because will be talking more about this in the future. But I just wanted to point out today what was going on here with this article that's being disseminated, or that was disseminated through these mainstream sources, and I wanted to make sure people know that all you have to do is click the link to read the study, and you'll find out that these people they're being at least a little disingenuous. So that's it. Let me know what you think. Later.